works his way in, kept digging his legs. It's a touchdown. It's a delayed touchdown. Pacheco grinding, carving, and getting his way into the end zone for 6. Second down, long 10, shotgun snap. Mahomes winds up, throw. He's got his backpedaling receiver at the 10, the 5. That is a touchdown for Xavier Worthy. Caught the ball, wide open, far sideline. The Chiefs take it in. Touchdown pass of 35 yards. And the Chiefs extend their lead.
Bengals.
Everybody knows that, bro. It's not no if. You know what I'm saying? We are the team to beat in the AFC, and we know it, and we got to act like it, and we got to play like it too.
Chiefs.
It's tough, challenging opponent. Always give us trouble. It's always a battle when we face those guys, whether it's in a regular game or AFC Championship. We know it's going to be a 4-quarter battle.
Last year, guys played in the regular season. No Joe Burrow at that time. What have you seen? You just got one game to take this year. What do you think of where he is right now, getting back in the mix?
Joe Burrow is Joe Burrow, man. Great quarterback. Can make all the tough throws, resilient, and got a lot of special guys around him, so it's a tough team. Take care. See y'all at Burrowhead Stadium.
It's Friday. Good morning, Kansas City. This is New Day with SSJ on Sports Radio 810 WHP. It's Friday the 13th. Friday, September 13th, 2024. Stephen St. John here. That's right. Jason Voorhees. Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger, all of them. Candyman, watch a scary movie tonight. Get yourself right. What an unbelievable weekend we have coming up in sports. Stan Weber is going to be with us to talk about it in studio. Then he's leaving studio. Then he'll be on the phone. And then Jeff Penner will join us to give us the forecast. We need to get a forecast for Kansas City tonight for high school football and for KU against UNLV. We need a forecast for Manhattan tonight. For the K-State game hosted in Arizona, we need a forecast for tomorrow morning in Columbia as Mizzou will be taking on Boston College. We need a forecast for Sunday for Chiefs and Bengals. Might want to check out a quick forecast in Pittsburgh for Royals and Pirates. I'm sure you can include soccer in there, Jake. You can be our soccer representative. I don't have enough tabs on my iPad, buddy. So, I said what I said. Jeff Penner can give us a forecast for all of those big events coming up. And then we will have the New Day Blitz with Gabe DeArmond talking about Mizzou, John Kirby talking about Kansas, and Matt Walters on Kansas State. We'll check in with former Royals catcher Mike McFarland to preview the Royals and Pirates series. Deion Clisso will have a quick high school football preview. And then Tim Grunhard will be in studio to preview Chiefs hosting the Bengals on Sunday. What?
Nothing, not what. Sporting Kansas City is playing in Seattle on Sunday at 6:15.
Okay,
So
yeah.
get weather report in
That's
Seattle.
their fault for playing on Sunday now, isn't it? Sorry.
MLS. 6:15. So
If you play on Sunday during the NFL, then just, you know what? Sorry.
I'll turn it on after the Chiefs game.
All right, good.
Yeah.
I'll be in the locker room at Arrowhead, so
Yes.
I won't.
I'll be getting emails from you.
Yeah, yes, you will. Well, emails of me, not, make it clear, interviews that I'll be doing.
Right, yes.
Not just, hey, Jake.
How's Sunday going for you?
Right.
How are your bets?
I should probably be at Arrowhead until 8:30ish, and then I go home. Look here.
Full weekend, man.
About the Current, when do they play? I know you want to mention that too. Just mention it all. Get it all out there. And then we'll move on. Because there's too much to talk about, buddy. We got to get to it. So last night with the Royals, they did not play, of course. But there were other teams that were in play that impact the Royals. And so most of it was good. Not a bad night for the Royals, even though they were not in action. Well-deserved day off before the weekend series in Pittsburgh. But I was a little lost. It was good that there was some Thursday night football, but I was looking for some Royals. So the Rockies beat the Tigers 4-2. That's significant. Astros beat the A's 6-3. The Yankees beat the Red Sox in 10 innings 2-1. The Rays beat the Guardians 5-2. The Rangers beat the Mariners 5-4. I mean, you're not listening. You don't care.
I am too.
Everything.
Guardians lost.
Okay. Do you like the fact that the Tigers lost?
Yes.
Do you like the fact that the Red Sox lost?
Yes.
Do you like the fact that
Even
the
though
Guardians
the
lost?
Yankees beat them, but
Well,
yes.
that's
Yeah,
whatever.
right. But yeah.
You like the fact?
Love the
that
fact the Guardians lost.
Mariners lost.
Yes.
Okay. Everything that needed to happen. So it was a good night out at the ballparks for the Royals last night, even though they didn't play.
That's always a plus.
Well, yeah. So now we look at the standings. The Royals are an even 4 games behind Cleveland in the Central. 4 games behind Cleveland in the Central. In the wild card, they are 3 games behind Baltimore for the number 1 wild card spot. They have a game and a half advantage over the Minnesota Twins for the second wild card spot. And now they have a 5-game lead over Detroit and a 6-game lead over Boston and Seattle as far as just making the playoffs in general.
And so it's a New Day consensus that you want to stay in the top 2 wild card spots, right? Because we don't want to play the Astros, or does it not matter? Just get to the
honestly,
tournament.
that's just content
Sure.
on this show. I don't care. They can beat anyone. Get to the playoffs.
postseason.
I don't care.
All right.
I mean, like if I can get picky and choosy, sure, but
Yeah. Just get to the end.
splitting hairs,
Right. Okay.
Sure. There's not going to be an easy matchup, but the Royals are not an easy matchup for anybody.
Right.
So let's go. I honestly, I want them to finish as high as possible.
On a hot streak.
I want them to play as well as possible and elevate as if they can. You can
Rack
somehow
up the wins, baby.
If they can't win the division, somehow get the number 1 wild card. If not, whatever.
Right.
Let
the chips fall where they may.
Win as many games as possible and exactly right, and play who you're supposed to play. And if you got me lined up with Seth Lugo, Cole Reagans, and Michael Waka, I'll take my freaking chances in a 3-game series against anybody. That's how I feel.
Preach.
Go Royals. And so they take on the Pirates. I just, don't let, not that they're going to, but don't let up. Just because you don't have the Yankees or the Guardians or the Twins or one of these teams in front of you, play with the same intensity, get after it, win games. Now it's your turn to take advantage of the schedule. You've been on the wrong side of the schedule for the past month. now you can get after it.
And the Royals don't have to face Paul Skeens this weekend. Is that correct?
Let's see. Tonight, Ortiz is going. That's a 5:40 first pitch, by the way. Tomorrow they play at 12:05, and it's Waka Keller is the listed matchup. I don't always trust these matchups, by the way. And then on Sunday, it's got Singer Jones as the matchup. That's a 12:35. So you got a 12:05 and a 12:35 on Saturday, Sunday after 5:40 tonight.
Well, that's great.
And so the Royals game should be over before the Chiefs game.
Yep. So
that's like for a guy like you, that's pretty good. You could legitimately watch Royals, Chiefs, Sporting.
It's beautiful.
All in a row.
It's a big
but
day.
Something tells me you'll be chasing bad bets and you won't be watching any of that stuff.
Hopefully not. Right. Hopefully
okay.
not.
And so tonight, we don't have to wait for the action to start tomorrow. Tonight, man, we got two teams in action. I know some people hate this because it interferes with high school football, but it is what it is. Tonight at 6 o'clock out at Children's Mercy Park. Game's on ESPN, but you can listen to it right here on Sports Radio 810 WHB. It's UNLV against Kansas. What in the hell happened to this line, by the way?
You see it at 9.5?
Yeah, it's been like 6.5 and 7.
Yeah.
And it just went to 9.5.
I have no idea. I saw that this morning, too.
Did you research? Did somebody get hurt with UNLV? Is their quarterback missing? Like, what happened? That's a pretty big jump, is it not?
That's a huge jump. It's a massive jump.
Go through that. I haven't had time to research exactly what happened there. And then at 7 o'clock on Fox, number 20 Arizona at number 14 Kansas State. That line has stayed consistent. K-State is still favored by 7. So KU by 9.5. That jumped 2.5 points to 3 points in 24 hours. K-State favored by 7. So that's tonight. And then tomorrow, you don't have to wait long, Mizzou fans, for your battle of ranked teams at 11:45 a.m. on SEC Network in Columbia. Number 24 Boston College at number 6 Missouri. Missouri now a 16-point favorite after it was up to 17 yesterday. It's dropped back down to 16. Damn. And that just gets us through Saturday afternoon. And then on Sunday, the Chiefs against their, they've played a bunch of meaningful games against Buffalo. They've eliminated Buffalo 3 times in the playoffs with Mahomes as quarterback. They're in a division with teams that we don't like, football hate, with the Chargers and the Raiders and the Broncos. But the Chargers have been good, but not good enough to really challenge the Chiefs. And the Raiders and the Broncos have been so helpless over the past 10 years. It's like, yeah, I still don't like them, but okay. It sucks when the Chiefs lose to them, but how often do the Chiefs actually lose to them? It's like a championship when the Raiders when they beat the Chiefs. That's all they can. That's all they got. It's literally all they got. And winning fights in the stands over Chargers fans. That's those two things really. And the Broncos, they finally beat the Chiefs for the first time in forever. But they're not headed to the playoffs. I don't think the Raiders certainly aren't. Chargers could be. Chargers look, and look, Harbaugh's terrific, and so they'll be an issue. But the most heated rival's the Bengals. It just is. There's real dislike there. There's real anger there from both sides. The Bengals came to Arrowhead a couple of years ago and won the AFC Championship. And then in a rematch in a close game, the Chiefs got them back and eliminated them and beat them in the AFC Championship. And there's been some terrific regular season matchups. But they talk so much. I know, like, Jesse Newell loves it, and I love it too because it gives us something to talk about. It gives us more content. But play these clips that I sent you. Is it the Skyline Chili that makes you talk like this? Like, what is going on? I'm here for it. Give the Chiefs some bulletin board material. Not that they need it, but they do use that. They utilize it. I just sent you 3 in a row. Some of them I've already sent you before, but just go from the top here. And this is from Caleb No in Cincinnati. Bengals cornerback Cam Taylor-Britt on what Xavier Worthy adds to the Chiefs' offense.
Worthy bring to this KC offense that you guys need to be prepared for?
That's about it. He can run straight. Run jet sweeps and just run straight. He can't do too much else, so that's about it. Feel like you put your hands on him. He's only 100-something pounds. So if you put hands on him, you'll stop the speed. So basically get hands on him.
All right. Let's go to the guy that talks the most trash on the Chiefs, the guy that dislikes the Chiefs more than anybody, apparently. You heard him refusing to say Patrick Mahomes' name during the Top 100 Players on NFL Network. I mean, this dude is he is bitter, right? I mean, he is bitter.
The most, like he's number one, without a doubt. I mean, there's not an opponent that the Chiefs play that's more bitter.
It's any player. Is there any player?
No, I mean, no, that's I'm talking about. That's every player. He has to be number one. He talks the most, and he seems the most bitter.
For somebody that likes to talk, he wouldn't say Patrick Mahomes' name.
Well, and
the
then,
top 100.
remember last year when he was, talking smack on Snead.
Here,
and then didn't even play.
Let's play the first one. Here's Jamar Chase. He was asked if the chirping and the talking between the teams makes it more fun.
Is there a certain feel or vibe when you're facing that team, a team you've played so many good games against in meaningful games?
Yeah, the energy's there, both sides. I'm sure they know we don't like them. They know they don't like us. So I mean, the energy's already there. It's not really much we got to say now to this point. It's been 4 years now, so everyone gets it.
The chirping and the talking, does that make it more fun for you?
In the game, yeah. You know what I'm saying? When the media come, y'all just blow it up and then make some stuff out of it. But I just wait till the game come now. I'm smarter than that now. I'm 4 years in.
Is there a certain feel?
No, he's smarter than that now. He's 4 years in. The media blows it up, right? All right, let's hear Jamar Chase when he was asked about expectations for the Bengals this year.
Is there a certain feel or vibe when you're facing that team, a team you've played?
That's the same one.
Everybody knows that, bro. It's not no if. You know what I'm saying? We are the team to beat in the AFC, and we know it, and we got to act like it, and we got to play like it too.
Hey, Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Hey, Dodo, sorry to inform you, but no, you're not the team to beat in the AFC. I'm going to go ahead and guess that the team to beat in the AFC is the team that has won back-to-back Super Bowls and that is chasing a third championship in a row. Based on my experience covering football for the last 25 years, I'm going to label the Chiefs as the team to beat in the AFC and not the Bengals. So not everyone knows that, Jamar.
Everybody knows that, bro. It's not no if. You know what I'm saying? We are the team to beat in the AFC, and we know it, and we got to act like it, and we got to play like it too.
All right. There it is. That's exactly what I was thinking while watching the Bengals and the Patriots. That's exactly what I was thinking while I was watching Cincinnati put up 10 points.
Everybody knows that, bro.
I was like, hey, this kind of looks like the team to beat in the AFC to me.
Everybody knows that, bro. It's not.
Yeah, okay, then. Got that settled. We'll take a break. Back after this on WHB. Welcome back to New Day with SSJ. Thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate it. If you're looking for something to do for lunch, if you don't have plans, stop by and see me at Tequila Harry's, southeast corner of College and Quivira today from 11 until 1 o'clock for just $8.10. You could either have the Tijuana tacos, which are 3 crispy tacos with beans and rice, or you can get a burrito bowl with beef or chicken. Either special is just $8.10. And to celebrate all the big games that are being played this weekend, if you wear your team colors in, whatever team you support, doesn't matter, high school, college, pro, whatever, we'll give you a $10 gift certificate to use on a future visit. Can't use it today, but go back tomorrow and use it. And so we'll give you a $10 gift certificate for a future visit if you wear any of your team colors. High school, college, pro, wear a hat, wear a jersey, wear a shirt, wear something.
It's a big St. Thomas Aquinas hang.
Tequila Harry's, who they playing tonight?
It's a great question.
You got a big reunion tomorrow, you know.
I do.
Tequila Harry's, located on the southeast corner of College and Quivira today from 11 until 1 for a delicious $8.10 lunch special. I expect to see a big crowd out there today at Tequila Harry's. We have Stan Weber in studio, who is game ready. You look like you're ready to call a game immediately. You got a game tonight, Stan.
It's Saturday in some ways, and it's unbelievable that you have a Friday game. They don't happen that often. And then there's 2 Friday games in the country, and they both are here in this region. Doesn't make any sense. KU and K-State playing on Friday night.
And they're both good games, too.
No, really
they're
good
both
games.
really good games.
Absolutely.
Man.
What a weekend. I know you will have a great chance to talk about that and have been building it up all week, but it's incredible to start on Friday night with KU losing to Illinois. It puts so much more pressure and interest on this game because UNLV, KU's better than UNLV. They're at home, but you can make a case that UNLV has some things going for it. Barry Odom, an old Missouri guy, is coming back. They played in a bowl game recently last year to end off the season, and KU won. So UNLV knows a little bit what it's like to play against KU, what their athletes are like. And those two teams are kind of pushing and shoving and mad at the refs. And there was a Cincinnati Bengal, Kansas City Chief energy at the end of that game. And they went to Houston and played well. So that game is good. And then K-State and Arizona are 2 top 20 teams. I didn't say 25. Top 20 teams. The last time, Stephen, that K-State hosted a game at Bill Snyder Family Stadium where there were 2 top 20 teams playing, it's 2014 when K-State hosted Auburn. That's how long it's been since they've had this kind of game. So when you look around the country, this is in the ratings as being one of the best games. Missouri playing a ranked Boston College. Also, early on Saturday morning, another game with 2 ranked teams. So, yeah, the locals are playing featured national games, but it's really weird that we have a Friday game, period. Doesn't happen often. And then it happens at the exact same time as K-State and KU. So that's really crazy.
So Gary Barnett thinks a lot of Arizona and their quarterback and their wide receiver. And so tell us about these 2 players that we'll see lead the Arizona offense tonight.
Well, Fafita is a second-year starting quarterback. He has really a strong arm and a good touch to know where to throw the football. So McMillan is a 6'4" receiver, and he had over 300 yards receiving in the first game of the year this year. 4 touchdowns, 78, 69, and like 45-yard touchdowns. So he is a run-after-catch guy who can go, but yet he's reliable running the whole route tree. They could throw the ball up high. But that's not their whole offense. I mean, they run the same running plays that everybody in the country does, okay? They get in their shotgun, run the ball. They have 3 or even 4 backs that if I gave you different numbers on the same guy or moved their numbers around, you wouldn't be able to tell them apart. They all are guys. A couple of them have 50-yard touchdown runs. You give them a chance, they'll bust on out. They're kind of physical runners. They're not dominant players, but they can run the football. The offensive line is big and strong, a couple 350-pound guys out there. So on offense, they give you a lot of stress, and it's basically throwing the ball deep, which is what they love more than anything. If they can get the running game going, then they throw the ball deep. And these 2 have an unbelievable connection. Last year, McMillan had a 266-yard receiving game. Okay? Fafita had a 2 games of 5 touchdowns. He threw for 527 yards in one game, and he obviously threw for over 400 yards in their first game. So Arizona's offense is really about hitting you in the passing game, but they're still able to run their whole offense, and they like scoring a lot of points. They have the longest winning streak in the country right now. Michigan had a 16-game winning streak, but they got whipped by Texas. Jake told us that was going to happen. A guarantee last week right here on this show, 7 days ago. Remember that?
I
the
do.
Confidence he talked about that.
He said they'd put up at least 31 on them. So
So he said, no problem, Texas. Well, Michigan's winning streak goes out the door. Arizona steps up with the longest winning streak in the country right now. They won their last 7 last year. They won 2 this year. So you got a team that's used to winning, and that's a big factor. Stephen, knowing how to win is one of the most important things. K-State knows it last week when they played Tulane. Tulane's got a good football team, but the hardest part about beating Tulane was they absolutely thought they were going to win. They believe they're going to win every game. They'd won 23 games in the last 2 seasons, one of the top 5 in the country. The coaching staff came from Troy. They had won 23 games in the last 2 seasons and faced off against K-State last year. So breaking a team's will is so important in football, making them believe, yep, you're going to lose again. It's so helpful. Arizona doesn't feel that. They haven't lost forever. So K-State's going to have to come in and get to work today, and Mizzou fans should be rooting for K-State because if the K-State Wildcats win tonight, Stephen, when you wake up tomorrow morning, the longest winning streak in the country will be held by the Missouri Tigers.
It's like Mizzou and 3 or 4 others, 6 in a row. So they're part of it, yeah.
And maybe
right.
7 tomorrow. But I'm just saying, how quick it can turn. So, yeah, Arizona's, not the most awesome team in the country. They're just another one of those good teams. But they do believe in themselves. They got a quarterback who can scramble when he needs to, but he usually scrambles to do what? Throw the ball downfield.
So K-State being down 10 and then coming back, tell me what went wrong in the first half and how they were able on the road to overcome that deficit and get a win.
Well, first of all, I totally respect that Tulane's good. And going into the game, I talked about their freshman quarterback.
He was good.
Yes.
He made mistakes, but he was good.
He's a redshirt freshman who didn't play last year. They had an Oregon transfer that they thought might be the starting quarterback. They had another guy who'd been a backup for a few years behind the AAC Player of the Year. So now Mensah comes in as the freshman quarterback, and he's probably third string throughout fall camp. But then he starts doing stuff and works his way, and they say, you know what, I believe in this kid, and let him start. So then they go out and beat Southeastern Louisiana 52-0. He is striking the ball downfield. Now, the message that you're supposed to have when you watch that tape, Stephen, is, oh, that's against Southeastern Louisiana. But that is not how I look at the tape. I look at, does a young quarterback even look downfield? Does he just take all the checkoffs and the easy throws and let his guys run for 50-yard touchdowns? Or is he actually looking to find someone downfield? Is the scheme set up for that, and can he throw the ball accurately? I was just checking the boxes, bang, bang, bang. But going into the game, I couldn't say, oh, this quarterback's great. Watch out, K-State, because he'd only had 1 start in his career against Southeastern Louisiana. They were whipping them. He had no stress. And guess what? The pass rush wasn't a part of the game, right? So I said, I love how he throws. He seems to have a knack, a feel. I was very high on him. But I couldn't come out and tell you guys last week with conviction, oh, this guy's got it. He has it.
What was the atmosphere like when you get down there and we talked about the size of the stadium?
It rained so much.
Yeah.
It rained just steadily. No lightning, no thunderstorms, just a steady rain from when we landed till right before the game started. It rained the whole time. Then it stopped. And so the crowd was 11 o'clock kick, a little late getting in. It's not a big crowd. Tulane's a bunch of smart kids, rich kids. It wasn't a packed stadium. The students came out decently. So when they got ahead 14-3, you heard the roar. But there was no of that environment, like hard to have your signals or anything else. It's more of a sleepy environment with a lot of humidity and the heat kind of building up. And so Tulane came up, interestingly enough, the humidity is such a big factor down there. Tulane did something I've not seen any college football team do. They warmed up in shorts and T-shirts. K-State's out there in a uniform. It's like a normal warm-up. You've seen it a million times, Stephen. Hey, it's 45 minutes till the game time. It's 30 minutes. Look at them out there. They're out there like, don't put any pads on, guys. They're used to the humidity and the stress that the heat puts on you. Then they go back in and put their uniforms on. They didn't have their Chiefs do. But they didn't have their football pants on. Yeah. They had shorts on. not an early workout. Their regular warm-ups were all in shorts. Then they go in. So they came out. They are physical. They punched K-State in the mouth. They ran the ball up the middle like they like to, but basically they threw long crossing routes, and the quarterback was throwing perfect balls. K-State made some mistakes on defense. In on offense, they got off to a slow start for the second straight game in a row. So now they're down by double digits. The last time K-State came back from a double-digit deficit at halftime was back in 2021 at Texas Tech. Okay? That's a Felix Anudike-Uzama first-round pick game because he sacked the quarterback, or as a running play actually, and created a safety when the ball was snapped from the 2. Remember when he shot out of the cannon and came in and they were standing in the end zone just after getting the shotgun snap, and all of a sudden Felix Anudike-Uzama tackles both of them? Safety. Turned the whole game around. K-State won. What was going to turn around this game? Well, K-State's offense finally woke up, started making some plays. DJ Giddens was a superstar. And the play that really turned it around is 4th and 1. 4th and 1. And in K-State's first game with Avery Johnson as a quarterback, they had 4th down, first possession against NC State. And they threw a little dump pass over to DJ Giddens on a blitz. Perfect throw. He walks in from 40 yards, and K-State has the advantage over North Carolina State. This time he swings out of the backfield, Stephen, up the sideline like a receiver. Avery hits him in stride. K-State has a 45-yard touchdown. And they just believe. K-State, okay, I talked about Tulane. You know what's the best thing about K-State? They think they're going to win. They're tough. They don't give up. They got mad at each other, gnawed at each other's neck, like, come on, let's get better. In the second half, let's believe. And finally, Austin Romaine, a true sophomore linebacker, stripped the quarterback on a blitz. The ball squirted way away from him.
That was the play of the game.
And Jack Fabris, Jack Fabris runs up there, the redshirt freshman. He's a safety. How did he get up there to the ball? He has such great instincts. He goes and grabs the ball like it's no big deal, takes it in for a 60-yard touchdown, and now K-State has the advantage.
And that's a young quarterback that's trying so hard to make a play where at some point, you know what, give up on it. Right?
Exactly. And one of the most intriguing games for me this week is going to be Tulane at Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, Lebo was nervous last week.
I think Tulane's really good, but they got physically challenged last week. They had the disappointment of the loss. And then what's Mensah think? Because I agree that he is really good, but he did fumble and have a scoop for 60 yards, biggest play of the game. And then on the last play of the game, after some controversy, forget the controversy for a second, he threw an interception in the end zone when they had a chance to tie. How does that linger on the freshman's mind when you have adversity? But if he clears his mind and starts playing like he did the first 2 weeks, basically, whoa, this Tulane-Oklahoma game will be interesting. I mean, Tulane's legitimate. They are physical. They hit. They make you beat them. They run in the middle, and they throw the ball deep downfield. I really like how they play.
So we talked about the dynamic players for Arizona's offense. How are they defensively?
Well, defensively, they have a middle linebacker that is really good. They got some big old guys, like Samoan almost dudes, those giant, extra-sized defensive tackles. Okay, so they may not sack the quarterback, but they're like, don't run the ball in this direction. And then most of the time, what they love to do, and here's one of the most interesting things to watch, Stephen, tonight. They believe in their cornerbacks. They lock down in man-to-man coverage and oftentimes send a safety back, kind of NFL style. Remember Deron Cherry? You remember watching Deron Cherry. He was way back there looking over the whole field.
It was his birthday yesterday.
And he's figuring out, where am I going to go to help somebody, right? But otherwise, lock down man-to-man. So they very well could stick with that strategy and say, K-State's receivers are not going to get open tonight. We're good enough. We're going to play man-to-man. But you know what that lets them be susceptible to? Quarterback scramble run game, okay? And sometimes they're so busy with deciding who has man-to-man, it's easy on the outside. If you slip a running back out in the flat, once in a while, they'll leave him wide open. Now, they'll see him at the last second, but if you deliver an accurate pass, a 3-yard pass on the run, the guy's 5 yards behind him, and you're not being caught. Well, guess where K-State's biggest strength is? They're running backs. Dylan Edwards, a transfer from Colorado, catching the ball out of the backfield. DJ Giddens has more receptions than any Wildcat, and he scored a 45-yard touchdown. K-State's running backs can catch the ball real quick and get going. And Avery Johnson, the most dangerous play he has in his arsenal right now is scrambling after he's called on a pass play. Is Arizona going to do it? That's the thing that's most interesting. Are they going to play their normal defense and deal with the scrambling and running back factor of K-State, or will they try to change up and say, we're not going to do that? And anytime you don't do what you really love, then you wonder what the heck. And how are they going to play on the road? Because this is different. Manhattan's only Bill Snyder Family Stadium's only 50,000 seats. But if you've been there, Steven, it's very vertical.
It'll be wild tonight.
The way it's built, the sound stays in, the fans get into the game. So how will Arizona play with this mentality like, hey, you're a really good program? They weren't a good program 3 years ago. 2 years ago, they were shaky. It all exploded last year. They're new to this game. I can talk about the 9-game winning streak, and they know how to win. But deep down, how thick is that ice? Can you bust through and make them question themselves like, wow, this Big 12's tough. This is loud. When you play in the Pac-12, guys, you don't go to very many rowdy places. Maybe Oregon, maybe Washington if it's not raining too hard. Most of these places, it's just laid-back football. And they're going to find something different tonight. How much of a difference can the fans make into Arizona in their passing game? The strategy, get a sack. I don't know, but these two teams are rarely even. I would say that, no doubt about it.
And can they sustain success after Jed Fish leaves for Washington?
How big a factor was he? Because Brennan came in. He's been at Arizona before,
right? So
he knows that. But he was at San Jose State, and he built the program well, but he had a losing record. Which one do you believe? I mean, everyone knows studies that closely said he did a really good job at San Jose State, but it's not like Summerall, who just came to Tulane, just came from Troy, where he was winning the conference every year. He won 23 games in 2 years. You see what I'm saying? Like when Summerall takes over at Tulane, you go, ooh, we don't have the same coach that took us to the number 9 ranking in the country. He's now at Houston, those kind of things. But they replaced him with a big-time winner. I don't know what Brennan is. He's a likable guy when I met him, fun to talk to. And right now they're 2-0. It seems like he's got it going on. But can you create stress? That's the thing. Can K-State create the stress?
I'm a Jed Fish fan, so I don't know that they're going to, like you said, they kind of peaked and he built them into a good football team, good football program. But you look at his history and the people he's coached under, and he's been a guy that there was one point where he was in consideration where Missouri was chasing him to be the offensive coordinator. So it kind of did a deep dive.
So you know that, yeah.
Like, oh, this guy's good. I mean,
there was another team I was reading about yesterday saying they should have had him be their coach instead. Real questions. So, yeah, he seems to be a really good coach. Can he do it at Washington? We're going to be able to watch it unfold. But a big thing tonight that has not happened for K-State in the first 2 games, especially offensively, they had slow starts. And what would the game look like? For the full 60 minutes, K-State's done their thing, right? They've scored over 28 points and all that stuff. They've had big plays, block punt for a touchdown, fumble return for a touchdown. And the offense even had 3 or 4 drives in a row where they scored. But it's always happened when they started slow. If they do that and jack around with Arizona, then it is going to be unbelievable down to the last seconds. But what happens if you punched Arizona in the mouth and had some of your better play right away? What happens if K-State led 10-0 and the crowd's going crazy? We really haven't seen Arizona have to fight through that yet. And now, I'm not saying they can't, but I'd love to see that stress, and it may be important to get going.
Don't jack around with Arizona. Jake has been a guy that's jacked around in Arizona, much different.
He's legally able to go back to Arizona, too?
Can you? Not Wisconsin.
No bench warrants. Yeah, well.
Not Wisconsin.
Just walk
You're not going back there. All right. So then, Stan, we're going to talk in the next segment. I got a question, too, about the Mizzou-Boston College game. I want to ask you about UNLV and Kansas coming off that loss. And then, I don't know, did you realize that the Bengals are the team to beat in the AFC? Did you know that?
Oh, no, but
that's wild.
They may talk like they are the team to beat.
Oh, they talk like it.
Everybody knows that, bro. It's not no if. You know what I'm saying? We are the team to beat in the AFC, and we know it, and we got to act like it, and we got to play like it, too.
There's no if.
That was before Buffalo won last night.
Yeah.
Everyone wrote off Buffalo, and Arizona had them by the neck in game 1, right? I don't know if you had a chance to watch that, but Arizona was playing great in Buffalo, and Josh Allen was getting the heck beat out of him, but he, like a high school quarterback or maybe more like a junior high, put the whole team on his back. His hand is hurt, his left hand. He got beat up, but they came back and won, and you're saying, okay, how good's Buffalo? But what they did last night is just say, who in the AFC East is better than us?
No, I've got Buffalo winning the division. So does Jesse Newell. That's your Jets guy in there. That's the guy who's given up on Buffalo.
J-E-T-S.
Although he had Buffalo last night.
I think they're a playoff team.
I will tell you this. I don't know if you remember hearing this, but I remember listening to or hearing a guy that said, you know what they need to do is they need to lean on Cook because he's the best running back they've had with Josh Allen, I think.
Said that yesterday.
Yeah.
That guy did.
And I didn't say that just because I drafted him in the second round of my fantasy league.
And it's
But he
not
scored
Dalvin. It's
3
the other.
touchdowns.
It's the
That's
brother.
right.
The brother.
1, 2, 3. And you know what? They got him. Use him. Don't let Josh Allen get
and the way they hit Tua.
lit up on him.
I mean, Tua may have to retire. That was not a big hit.
That
was him hitting someone's belly.
Right.
DeMar Hamlin.
But that made but just like when he went down and then that made my stomach hurt. That's awful.
I mean, his family may not let him play again. Because you remember how bad his concussions were before. But if you get concussed that easily, then you are on the edge. Skylar Thompson went into the ballgame and was playing. He started a playoff game a couple years ago, but he's the backup quarterback.
Well, he's going to be playing for a while, I think.
Yeah. Now, the schedule for Miami, they're very fortunate. The schedule they could work through. They actually could stay alive in this next 5 games. But Tua and Miami and the Tyreek stuff, and, man, Buffalo might have just smashed Miami and said, we're not worried about you. It's just us and the Jets now. Because New England's not going to win the division.
No.
So congratulations to Buffalo, and maybe bye-bye Cincinnati on maybe. We'll talk about that in a little bit.
We'll see. But they are the team to beat. Remember that, the Bengals.
This week they are.
It's not if. We will be right back after this. More from Stan Weber on Sports Radio 810 WHB. All right, Kansas City, Stephen St. John here, reminding you that football season means Friday night lights, Saturday college game day, and of course, you know what happens on Sundays. But let me tell you something. You need to be the MVP of your watch party or tailgate with Joe's Kansas City Barbecue. Pre-order meats by the pound and pick up curbside. Burn ends, brisket, ribs, and more. Can't I hear Romeo Cornell say ribs? I like the way he says ribs. It makes me want to eat ribs. You can order hot or cold. Joe's can pack it how you want it so it's ready to eat when you are.
Some ribs.
Thank you, Romeo Cornell.
Some ribs.
Right. Ordering Joe's is so easy, too. You can order on the Joe's KC app or log on to joeskc.com. Joe's also has 3 convenient locations for you. Olathe, Leawood, and the original gas station on 47th Street in KCK. Last time I went there, I actually got gas. And people were looking at me like I was crazy.
Yeah, what are you doing? Get gas.
But I go to gas. There's
Makes
a
sense.
gas pump here.
Right.
I
And
just picked up my barbecue.
boom.
And I looked I need a little gas. They got gas here, and people were like, what's this guy doing?
Getting gas.
I go, I'm getting gas. I got barbecue, I'm getting gas.
Multitasking.
And then I'm going home. All right? That's what I'm doing.
It's so simple. I did it for the Ravens-Chiefs game.
No, I know. I retweeted you.
Got hooked up.
What'd you get?
I got burnt ends and beef and some fries and some onion rings. It was phenomenal. So simple. Easy pickup. I did the one over in Leawood. Pull up, call them. They bring it right to your car.
I want dirty rice. That's what I want.
Joe's is the best.
That's exactly right. So it's all you got to do is go to Joe's KC app to order. Log on to joeskc.com or go to Olathe, Leawood, or the original gas station on 47th Street in KCK. And be sure to tell them SSJ sent you.